So let's spend some time talking about how do I pitch staging? Because hands down, this is the biggest question that I get. And again, you're in the middle of a listing presentation, give us a call. We're happy to help you, right? So let's talk about the facts. 95% of staged homes sell in 11 days or less. This is an industry standard, nationwide average. What we are seeing, because I have a staging company in Texas, I have a staging company in Florida, is that most of the homes that we stage go under contract in the first day, if not the second day. In both markets, we stage about 40 homes a month, and we're seeing these things turn really, really fast. Staged homes sell 88 faster than non-staged homes. That is a metric that even today still holds, even though we are in two very, very, very hot markets. Again, go on any website that presents homes, you're going to see that there's been some homes that are sitting on the market for 30, 60, 90 days, right? Staged homes sell for 17% more. We just did some math. I love doing that math, right? Because it really shows the value. And we'll talk about that later. 10x return on investment, okay? So I'm a business guy, I bought 2 companies now. I love talking return on investment, right? And I love 10x because 10x means we're working hard enough. If you're getting less than 10x, well, probably need to ramp that up. You need to add some more value to your services, right? So when we talk 10x return on investment, I go in front of agents, I go in front of investors, builders, and I say, look, if I could tell you, hand me $3,000, and at the end of the month, I'm going to hand you back $3,000, who in this room would do that deal? I'm going to do that deal as many times as I possibly can, right? And the numbers are actually holding better than that, right? You give us $3,000, we most likely give you 85 grand back at the end of the month, right? So those are really compelling numbers. Again, paint, floors, carpet, you just got to do that, right? Staging is really where you really increase the value and those higher nets on these transactions, okay? And then when we talk about where is your highest ROI, well, it's in the heart of home. That's your living, dining, that's your master, kitchen, and bathrooms, right? It looks cool to stage an entire house, but nobody wants to see the secondary bedroom stage unless you've got, a model home where you're going to have it on the ground for 2-3 years. We've got special deals there for builders. There's not a lot of return investment around those secondary bedrooms, right? So how do you pitch this? Video is king. And we have set up the staging company YouTube to really have these snippet videos for you guys to be able to show at listing presentations. So let's watch a couple of them real quick because our clients tell this story better than we can.
Two offers came in 35K over asking, which for our market is very high over asking. That would not have happened without staging.
What were the challenges around the house and why did you think to get it staged?
Right, so on this particular house, it's in a really good neighborhood. Price point was $515. I knew it had to look really nice. This particular house had some challenges. It has a really steep driveway. It is confusing when you walk in about what level you are on. So the owners had some nice furniture, but they needed oomph factor. And I thought that was its greatest shot at going under contract quickly, but I also wanted them to net a good profit. And I felt like staging was the way to do that. And it worked out really well. I think the art was the biggest factor. A big impact art was really nice, and it just took it to a whole other level. It looked like a model home. It was just beautiful, and I think the staging helped immensely to get people out there. It had, in a day and a half, it had 27 showings in a day and a half, and it received multiple offers, and it went well over asking.
So that's Kat. We love her, and why we love Kat so much is because I sat down with her at lunch and I basically gave her the one-on-one version of this presentation, and she took it to heart. She's called me from a listing presentation, and we were able to, create that as her value proposition. Um, but that was early on in what we saw the real estate market do in the pandemic. So then I asked a client, later on down the road, okay, well, we're in a hot market. Why would you stage, right? That's a question you're going to get all the time. Well, hey, we got a video for that. Let's take a look.
So it is a really interesting market, something of the likes none of us have ever seen. I think that the market's moving at a faster pace than it ever has, just because of technology to begin with. So one of the benefits that I think staging in a market like today, right, it's a seller's market. We know there are buyers for our homes, but how do we appeal to them? And especially with the relocations that are coming into Texas from California, Washington, New York, it is so much easier for them to get on FaceTime or Zoom or video chat with one of our sales counselors in a furnished inventory home and get a real feel for how that home will work and live for them if it is staged versus vacant. We have our own in-house architecture team of about 50 to 60 folks that just do Highland. So all of our floor plans are essentially like custom from the start. We're a production builder, but it's built with a Highland name in mind, in-house. All of the plans get stamped off by our co-founder. She walks every single prototype from our architecture team. But how do you bring that vision to life, right? If it's not modeled, how do you bring those elements that our architect has in mind when they're designing it to life? And the best way to do that is with furniture.
Right. So there we see the theme that 9 out of 10 buyers can't see the full potential of the house. They can't envision what their life is going to look like in that house unless you stage it. Right.